Jace Denman for Flag Family Media. I'm here with MSUM Dragon forward Abby Berge. Abby, it's been a season of growth for you. You've came in as a freshman. You've got plenty of playing time, and you're probably the sixth person right off the bench. Can you talk a little bit about your role and how it's developed over the course of the season so far?
Yeah, I think coming in this season, I had confidence, but not the confidence as obviously the upperclassmen have, just with experience. So I think it's just holding that confidence throughout this season. I'm definitely more confident going into the games now than I was at the beginning. But I just think it's going in and pushing and doing your best that you can do. And like Coach has said, the sixth man is just as important, bring that energy off the bench. So I think it's just going in each game and giving it all I can have and trying to prove that the hard work this season that I have been doing in the gym is paying off.
So what have you been doing in the gym? Have you been working primarily on shooting, a little more ball handling? We were talking before we got started. You've been a guard in high school, so you've got the ball handling skills. I mean, we see you out there. You're second like a lot of nights in rebounding. You're that kind of X factor that this team needs at times to really come off the bench, provide scoring, provide rebounding. So what things have you been working on this year to try and develop that all-around skill set?
Yeah, so I have individuals with Swen every week for the post. So I've been working on my post moves, just like you said, coming in with the guard skills. I never really truly had those post individuals with my coach in high school. We didn't really have that. So I think just improving the post play that I have. And more recently with Coach talking about like the guard and me, I've been working on my ball handling and getting that type of factor for next year to become a 3-4 combo. So I think it's just going in the gym and doing the little things. And like you said, rebounding, I've put more focus on that each practice because that's a big part of the game.
Yeah.
So I think it's just putting more focus on those little things and focusing on my weaknesses instead of my strengths every week.
So you've really come off the bench and rebounded well. And so have you been working on technique with some of the coaching staff, or is that just about heart and desire? Because it seems like, from our perspective, you're coming in kind of for like Olivia Skibble, who's, kind of a 3-4 herself. But it really seems, like you said, you focused on rebounding, but it seems that's been a really effective part of your game this year.
Yeah, I think rebounding is a subject in basketball where it's just the heart and grit. It's not the technique. I mean, there's techniques of where to be on the floor and where to go, but I think it's all about the working hard. I think anybody out there can rebound. It's just who wants to go get the ball every possession.
It seemed as though maybe a little bit this last weekend specifically, I kind of noticed it. We talked to Coach before you came in and started recording. More ball handling. I mean, you made some plays handling the ball. A nice kick out to Tori Ratz for a 3 that helped get that win against Minot State. So is that something that they've kind of said, okay, let's do a little bit more of this. Let's let Abby kind of handle the ball and do that, or is that just kind of happen naturally within the flow of the game?
I definitely think it's the coaches putting that not pressure, but pressuring me to go outside my comfort zone and get into that point. I know I've always could do it the whole season. I also think that's part of the confidence just coming out more and more every game to do that. But I think it's just more like going out, seeing the open players, and that's what you do as a teammate. So you kind of find those open, and that's how you'll win games as a team.
This weekend, you've got Wayne State and Augustana coming to town. Two teams you've already played once. You beat them both. So what kind of challenges does it bring to the table when you're facing these teams for a second time? Because, in the last couple weeks, you've played Bemidji State a second time. You've played Mary a second time, Minot State. So what's it like going into this weekend, preparing for Wayne State and Augustana for a second time this season?
Yeah, I think it's very different than going in and getting ready for a game that you've just played them the first time. I think that every team knows who you are and what you have after playing them the first time, so there's going to be no surprises. So I think it's just the heart and grit going out there and wanting to win and having that motivation to win those games and not just fall apart. Like we are a team that have ups and downs sometimes, so I think it's just going out and proving that we clearly did win the first time and that we deserve that win the first.
Absolutely. All right, well, Abby, best of luck this weekend. We'll be there watching you guys play and covering you guys live on the Flag on Saturday, so we'll see you then, obviously. Yes. And so this is Jace Denman alongside Abby Berge, forward for your MSUM Dragons. We'll talk to you soon.